Tony Khan recently talked about a potential crossover between WWE and AEW in a show. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what he had to say, why I think it's a horrific idea, and much, much more. Because look, since launching in 2019, AEW, well, they've been a thorn in the side of WWE. That's not to say that I'm saying that they are on the same level of WWE. They're not even close. But they are the second biggest promotion in the world. They're bigger than New Japan, TNA, MLW, you name it. They're bigger. But there is still quite a gap. However, you cannot deny the success in which AEW has had since launching in 2019. They've signed some of the biggest names in the history of the business, put on some of the greatest matches you'll ever see, and does it on a consistent basis. Sure, they're not as hot as they once were, but for such a short period of time, what they've been able to achieve, what they've been able to do is remarkable. It really, really is, y'all. And whether you're a fan of AEW, you're a doubter of AEW, you don't like their product, it is something in which all of us should want here in the pro wrestling space, right? We want competition between WWE and AEW. If AEW was somehow, some way on top and beating WWE, we would want WWE to succeed, just like we want AEW to succeed. Y'all can be tribal as much as you want, but at the end of the day, we are pro wrestling fans. And both companies, newsflash, is pro wrestling. Oh, and by the way, when you're out there with your pom-poms and you're cheering on your team, they don't care. You do not get a single dime from them. You can tweet all you want. You can rip the other companies all you want. But you don't get a single dime from them. You don't even get a thank you. Like, that's the ridiculous part about this tribalism. It's like, what are we doing? Now, I am a fan of many, many things. I'm a fan of pro wrestling. Fan of NFL, college, NHL, NBA teams. But I understand that I'm not part of the team. I can have my opinions, but I don't openly rip wrestlers on social media and try to troll them, right? What are we doing? Online is very, very weird. Now, let's get into today's topic, because Tony Khan, he's been making the media rounds, and he was on the Rich Eisen show, and he was asked about a potential WWE AEW crossover. Now, keep in mind that AEW, they've taken shots at WWE, and WWE, they've taken shots at AEW. Tony Khan has fired shots at WWE, right? And this idea of a crossover between WWE and AEW, I don't ever see. That's like saying, yeah, WWE, they're going to work for WCW during the Monday Night Wars. It's like, what are we doing? They're in a competition, right? Some people say a war, some people say it's not a war. I'm not here to decide. I think they're in a competition, just like they are competing with the United States presidential election or a sporting event or whatever it is. This is what he had to say in regards to a potential super show. I would love it if it was possible. I don't know if that is, but it would be great if it was possible for the fans. I think it'd be wonderful. But there are challenging business things in the world of pro wrestling that I think would have to make things very challenging thing to do. Yeah. I don't see it happening. I think this lost hope of it happening should go away. Let it go. It's not going to happen. If you want to see crossover matches, then wait and see if a AEW talent will leave and go to WWE and vice versa, and that is how you get your dream matches. Other than that, I don't see a crossover. The only reason that AEW and New Japan work together is because they both don't see each other as competition. AEW does not see New Japan as a serious threat, right? They see them as competition, but they don't see them as a serious threat. It's no different from WWE working with TNA right now. Do you really expect TNA to overthrow WWE as the biggest promotion in the world? No. Right? The reason that AEW works with New Japan is because they look down on them. The reason that New Japan works with AEW is because they look up to them and they're trying to be brought back to relevancy. That's just the reality of the situation. You like it, you don't like it. That's just a matter of life. I think that was an LA Knight line. Yeah, I think so. I think I quoted